On today's try to finish something, I'm back from vacation and ready to get back to it. The vacation destination I was at in Maui seemed to be a popular one for celebrities. While cruising around the lazy river, ran into Adam Sandler. He was there with his wife and his kids, and I didn't get a photo, didn't hang out with him, didn't chat, didn't have some big conversation and share drinks or anything. Again, I was in a pool, and it's kind of awkward to try and get a photo of somebody when you're in a pool. But Paul Stanley of Kiss, he was having breakfast the same time we were having breakfast, and he's somebody that I've interviewed back in my radio days before, so it made it easy to go over and chat with him about interviewing him in the past. He claims he remembered. There's absolutely no way that he remembered, and I'm not offended by that, but I did get a chance to get this photo. Paul Stanley of Kiss, and he couldn't have been any cooler. But while I was on vacation, I was sharing some images on Instagram. If you follow me on social media, you've probably already seen them. The texture on my rock wall of my exterior Tatooine Hangar wall is something a lot of people were asking me questions about and how I went about creating that texture. So I'm going to try and wrap up the entire exterior of my wall and show some details as to how to get that look if it's something you're trying to achieve for yourself. And I'm going to try and finish that on today's Try to Finish Something. First, to unassemble everything and bring the plywood outside. See, my plan is to round over and rough up all of the plywood edges. That way, when painted, the wood blends into my rock texture a little easier. I'm going for more of an extreme rock texture, more carved than mudded over. So I'm going to add some wire mesh to help build out the wall and make it more topographical. I have no idea if that's even the right word. Just more bumpy. If you were going for more of a smooth surface, you wouldn't need to do this. This is going to just change the basic plywood structure. I have a little leftover grout that I'm going to use up on some flat spots, but this is in no way needed. I'm just trying to get rid of it. This whole effect can be done with simple, cheap wall joint compound that you can buy these big giant containers like this for under $30. So here is my accidental secret. Back when I was doing construction when I was much younger, I was trying to make an uneven wall that I built look better without actually, redoing the wall. And I thought, yeah, I'm a smart 20-ish-year-old and I'll just put a crap ton of this joint compound on it and I'll make it look right and even it all out. Well, what I didn't realize is the joint compound is meant to be applied in thin, smooth layers, and if you goop it on too thick, when it dries, it shrinks and contracts, causing cracks. Bad for 20-year-old Shawn, who had to rebuild the wall after my supervisor Garrett screamed at me. Good for rock wall building Shawn, who wants cracks and uneven surfaces. The other secret is, as the compound dries, it becomes less smooth and paste-like, and if you lightly drag a trowel over it, you wind up with some rough surfaces too. Combine that with the cracks and this is looking pretty good. I'm going to seal it with a PVA sealant just to save myself some paint because this joint compound is really porous and it soaks up the paint. Once sealed, I'm going to do some rough painting outside. The sealant is white and so is the joint compound, so I will start with brown, making sure to get all of my edges that I want dirty and stained, all of the edges and where the different panels will be recessed. Then random brown bits and dry brushing over the white. I'll do the same with grays, and tans to break up that white using chip brushes and different sponges and paper towels. I will also do a first pass of heavy dripping outside, focusing on the top and from the bottom of each of these recessed panels. Quick change of my shirt because a week has passed and I just got back from vacation. So inside, and I will use the joint compound on my seam and paint again in the same layer. Now I'm going to lighten up the wall with some dry brushing and with a sponge. And when I'm done, I'm going to add a few more drips and stains. I'll leave you with an overview and what's left. The door sliver is yet to come, and I have to make a plug cover for that top that will be for the fake hanger electrical, and a few other details that I think will really round this out. And I'm hoping to wrap this up by the end of the week, and I'm calling the rock texture finished. I hope you liked the video and subscribed, and if you did, please tell a friend, and as always, if you didn't, please just keep it to yourself, and we'll see you next time as we try to finish something.